Thanks for joining us tonight on this installment of Eagle News and Entertainment, broadcast from the Sanford Hall studios here at Georgia Southern University. I'm Ed Collins. Tonight we have the latest news on Bowe Bergdahl, the U.S. Army surgeon that has been charged with desertion, and news from the Germanwings Flight 9525 that crashed in France on Tuesday, killing 150 people from 18 different countries, including 2 Americans. And now more stunning developments surface in the French Alps crash. It seems the co-pilot made a deliberate attempt to take down the plane. Polo Sandoval has the very latest from Washington, D.C.
Co-pilot Andreas Lubitz crashed Germanwings Flight 9525 on purpose, according to French authorities. They say he locked himself in the cockpit and started the deadly descent.
The co-pilot, through deliberate abstention, refused to open the cockpit door to the chief pilot and used the button which controls loss of altitude.
A timeline suggests the first 21 minutes of the flight were routine. The 2 pilots exchanged what's been described as a normal conversation. Then the captain asked Lubitz to take over as he stepped out of the cockpit. That's when French prosecutors say Lubitz manipulated the flight controls.
Apparently he was breathing normally. He didn't say a word from the moment that the captain or chief pilot left the cockpit.
The cockpit voice recorder captured the final moments of the 150 people on board.
I reckon that the victims only became aware of what was going on at the very last moment, because on the tape, the sound that we're hearing, the screams are only in the very last moments before impact.
Investigators are digging into Lubitz's past. The 28-year-old pilot was a German national. His employer says he passed his yearly medical tests and he was 100% fit to fly.
We can only speculate about motives. We have no findings at all with regard to why the co-pilot did that.
All of this gives few answers to the families of Flight 9525. They gather at the base of a mountain, waiting to take their loved ones home. I'm Polo Sandoval reporting.
Thanks, Polo. In other news, the U.S. military announced it will charge Sergeant Bowe Bergdahl with desertion for abandoning his post in Afghanistan. Bergdahl spent 5 years as a prisoner of a group allied with the Taliban before the U.S. secured his release in a prisoner swap. Bergdahl's hometown of Haley, Idaho, has ridden a wave of emotions that have come along with his story. Lauren Johnson got the reaction to the charges there.
He walks among everybody. He's not a threat to anybody.
Charlie is a Vietnam veteran and stands by Bowe.
Everybody keeps saying that he acted honorably as a captive for over 5 years. Anybody on this planet that could do what he did shouldn't be chastised, as I would put it right now.
Charlie isn't alone in his support for the Bergdahl family, despite the charges of desertion and misbehavior before the enemy.
I still think that a good portion of the town is in support of Bergdahl, and probably this town has more support of not having wars than some other towns, perhaps in Idaho.
Kind of harsh, but it is a local family, local community, and so we're just hoping the best for all the rest of the family too, of the outcome.
Yeah, I just hope for the best for him. You know, he didn't seem like a very bad person to me.
In local news, E&E reporter Nick Butler covered Eagles baseball yesterday. Here are a few of the highlights.
Georgia Southern University's baseball team was successful in their win against the Jacksonville Dolphins. Although the Eagles didn't have the initial advantage, they were able to make a comeback in the last 45 minutes of the game. The Eagles head coach Rodney Hennon was satisfied with the outcome of the game and plans on bringing more victories in the future.
I thought our guys did a pretty good job offensively for the most part, executing. There were a couple situations where we didn't deliver, but overall pretty good job there. We made some mistakes defensively that hurt us a little bit, where we gave away a couple of runs early, but there again made some big plays later in the game, a couple of big double plays. Hunter Thomas made a big diving catch in left field. So again, despite some of the mistakes early, the guys hung in there and found a way to get it done.
Thanks, Nick. Upcoming events on our community calendar start off tonight when the GSU Department of Music presents the Studio Honors Recital in the Carter Recital Hall located in the Foy Fine Arts Building. On Friday, Swinging the Spring from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Mill Creek Park. It's the opening day of the Bullitt County baseball and softball season, and the evening tops off with a fireworks display. On Saturday, the GSU Planetarium is hosting a spectacular display of lights set to music. It's the Lichman Universe of Lights, and the showings are free to the public. Presentations are set for 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 p.m. Tickets are available starting at 5 p.m. in the lobby of the Math and Physics Building. And on Sunday, March 29th, the Garden of the Coastal Plain hosts the Garden Matters Festival, a free event for children. A special presentation begins at 3 p.m. Thanks for joining us tonight for this E&E update. We leave you tonight with scenes from Bullitt County. I'm Ed Collins, and from all of us here at Eagle News and Entertainment, have a great evening and weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.